Hey everyone, welcome back. Dev Spider here once again. I know it's been a while. I had a lot of in real life stuff to take care of. We're going to finally get back to making some content and get some videos out, some more how-tos. Today's a good day though, because the Infected just came out with its latest update, version 13.0. So to play this, you need to open it in the beta branch, and that's what most of this stuff goes over, is how to open it and why it's still in beta. For instance, there's a lot more stuff coming that's been worked into the game already. It's just not added yet while they're testing and getting feedback. So he really wants feedback from the players so he knows how to proceed with adding more features. So in this one, we're going to get some AI and a lot of AI changes to the enemies. So with that, let's go ahead and go over this because I'm going to keep this video short because I want to do a live stream later. And we'll go find the new AI. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So he's going to add in a new enemy AI. So as you can see on the screen right here, the vambie in the middle is a lot bigger. So it's going to be a lot stronger than the other ones. So let's go ahead and read through his notes. At nighttime, or the nighttime horde event has been removed from the game. Feedback on it seemed to fall into two camps. The folks who weren't interested in it at all, who turned the vambies off completely. The people who felt like it was obnoxious and boring instead of challenging. So a new elite vambie, referred to here as a mini-boss, has been added to the game. They're a beefier version of the vambies you all know and love. They are ready to break into your base to get at you. They have more hit points than a traditional vambie. And the only home defense that's effective against them is the new barbed wire fence, because they demolish traditional spike traps. This should provide a shift in gameplay. So there's a guy if you want to see him. Here's another video of him in motion. It's a little rough looking just because it's on the webpage. This mini-boss, short name for MB, can be found in two different groupings of vampies. Group A is a daily spawner that brings in the mini-boss and 2 to 4 attendant vampies. Group B is a roaming pack of 1 mini-boss and 1 to 3 vampies, and kind of out and about doing their thing. I don't want to put in too many details on the nitty-gritty of their spawning patterns here for those that prefer to figure things out on their own, but you'll be able to check out the wiki later in the week as the wiki minders update the pages. If you're worried about the mini-boss, the new vambie groups, or not keen about fighting the vambies at all, don't worry. You can change/tweak vambie settings via the updated user interface, increasing or decreasing their damage against the player or buildings. Dev note, if you prefer to play without any vambies at all, you can continue to do so. If you are a fan of the Horde Knight or having vambies attack your base, be sure to play around with the new settings for the enemy AI. Let us know what you think of the new setup via our feedback subforum on Steam or via a ticket on our Discord server. Those are the only two ways to contact the dev team and let them know what you want changed. With that said, here's the user interface, so we can enable town vambies, enable wandering vambies, enable group vambies. You can adjust the vambie's health, damage against the player, and damage against the buildings. So P's player, B's buildings. Same thing with the mini-boss vambies. You can change their health, which is 400 greater than your vambie. And their damage is 25 to the player and 25 to a building. They're going to trash some stuff, guys. This is going to be fun. All right, and then we have all the other usual settings here. Moving on down, we get to the exciting part. This is what I've been looking forward to, the friendly AI. I mean, mini-boss is cool, and I've always asked for a bigger boss, so I'm glad that's being implemented. But going on to the friendly AI. It's long been requested to have some type of helper AI, and this patch implements the first of your new AI pals, Mike. Developer note, AI development and implementation has taken the bulk of the time when it comes to this patch because of all the changes that have to be made under the hood. Currently, the friendly AI cannot engage in any combat. This feature is planned but is still undergoing work, and we're waiting on supplied animations. We're going to give a small breakdown of the AI down below, but we're actually going to leave the nitty-gritty details on our wiki page out of the game. The reason for this is that we're looking for feedback from players on how intuitive and easy to puzzle out the entire process is of getting Mike situated, healed, and back on his feet, and integrated within your day-to-day play, all from within the game using the supplied hints or common sense puzzling in-game. The notes on the wiki will just be to help folks that might be stuck on things. We'd also like to hear how useful or not people find having an AI. Since additional AI are planned, please remember to leave feedback via the feedback subforum on Steam or via a ticket on the Discord server. Mike will be found out in the world as the player explores, and while you're able to find him from day one, it may take some time to get everything together to be successful in adding him to your home. Some new items were added to the itempedia that are relevant to recovering and using the AI. He's a bit under the weather when you find him, so you may need a hand on locomotion. Mike's willing to help out around your base and can assist you with your plants, harvesting, planting, watering. refilling your log stands, and repairing damaged items. You can even give him a priority list to work from so that he's always working on the most important task. While you won't need to pay your AI, he does have needs, namely he can't work without food. In fact, you may even find that Mike just flat out won't work if he's hungry. So here's Mike. We recommend checking out your new AI-related placeable list to get him set up and ready to live with you. All right, so yeah, we got Mike Rowe right here. It's kind of like what he looks like, does the dirty jobs. Here's your priority list screenshot, so you can pretty much just hit the drop down. I'm just assuming here we're going to go live in a little bit and see if we can't go find Mike with a fresh gameplay, obviously. So priority list, repair stuff, take care of plant beds, replenish log stands, and you can change those orders, make different selections. I'm assuming this is going to be like the garage and just a placeable building, and then Mike needs that to live in. I say that, but then this one looks a little bit different. So maybe we just need to, maybe there's different options. So here are the changes for this update. Meat dropped from animals has been decreased. Removed fish oil from town loot tables. Food will no longer restore hit points. Electrical relay now costs 1 iron, 1 copper. Added repair kit. Added the watermelon crate and pumpkin crate. No perish time will pass while items are in the crate. That'll be good to get us through winter time. 2 new AI-specific houses were added to the Itempedia. Okay, so that's why there's 2 different designs. So yeah, it's going to be just like the garage. Then we have the small med kit, a new wire pole, new barbed wire fence. They've added frogs and antibiotics. So there's our crates for storing our watermelons and pumpkins. I'm assuming, even though those designs look completely than these designs. So I'm assuming this is the small med kit. Here's the new poles for running your cables. Help dress them up. And of course, everybody wanted a light pole. You could have made that in-game. It just took a little tweaking and didn't look as nice. And then here's the new barbed wire fence. Some new frogs. I guess that's probably have to kill them to use something from them to make antibiotics, I'd assume. Bug fixes. Fix the inability for the player to pick up dead animals under the water. Placeable objects such as stands and gates, for example, would damage spike if overlapped. Fixed a bug where some placeables would consume an entire stack of oil cans, even when half the quantity would have refilled it. Stone grinder bug where it would not restart automatically if players remove sand fragments from it. Deleting the jack-o'-lantern would not return the pumpkin correctly. Pumpkin was placed in my normal inventory as an invisible 1x1 item, and it should have been spawned on the ground. When upgrading to cement, the corner ceiling said it required 5, but it took 6. When upgrading bricks, the corner door frame said it required 10, but it took 6. When upgrading to bricks, the corner window wall said 14, but took 8. AI help setting for goats did not. The default value was not getting overwritten by the player's selection. Oil lamps could not be placed on the outside of corner window frames. Moving furniture and placeables would result in lamps not being able to be placed on them. For example, the oil lamp could not be placed on a newly created table, or could be placed on a newly created table, but not after the table was moved. All right, cool. So we've got some frogs. We've got new fencing that we're going to need for the mini bosses. New light poles and new stands to run the our wires on, cables on. New med kits, new storage for pumpkins and watermelons. And new AI building. So this is going to be fun, guys. So I can't wait to see you guys in. Like I said, I hope to go live here shortly today. And we're going to see if we can't get Mike. I'm sure it's going to take a few hours of grinding because we're going to have to rebuild from scratch. So I'll see you guys once we get in the game.